Guys, it's me. How are you guys doing? Sorry, I have not been on this channel in a really long time. Life has been super duper busy. So let's get started. This is probably going to be a longer video because I kind of have an idea, but I'm not sure where it's going to go. And I'm probably going to talk through the whole thing, or I may fast forward through. We'll see how it goes. But this is one of my very first journals that I had. It's made from duct tape and from file folders. Um, so um, this is when I really started doing art journaling. So a little bit of the pages they're different. I don't think that they're bad. I think that part of discovering your artistic style is to do a lot of other people's style and to just do it. So this is one of my very first art journals. So it holds a special place in my heart. Okay, and this is my new art table. We got all moved, um, which was quite an experience. So it's been a little crazy. And then after that, my computer just stopped working. I got a refurbished computer that I told you guys about a long time ago, and it just went kablump. So it took a couple weeks to get that fixed. And then I've just been super duper busy. So I'm very sorry that I have not been able to be on YouTube and make videos for you guys. And I've been working in Colorado for university and teaching classes, and I've had religious education. So it's just been crazy, but it's a good crazy. That's good. So this is it. This is the journal. And I'm just going to flip through so you can see kind of what I did. So this one I was really into like magazine collages, and I kind of painted over, and I had very basic supplies for this journal. A lot of things that I used were handmade or things that I found in the thrift store because I didn't have a lot of money to do art, but I wanted to do it. So I experimented a lot and I made my own stuff. Like this is modeling paste that I made myself, and I just use black pens, and like this is, I think this is like corrected, like the correcting fluid that you can get at the dollar store, which I can never get those pens to work, but I was able to get them work a little bit for this. And then I had like my first gold paint pen that I got from Michael's. So this has good memories. I think this was a jelly print background, which was fun. And then I used like 3D like puffy paint to make her crown. And I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. I definitely would have done things differently now, but that's because I kind of know my style and I kind of know what I like, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And then this one was inspired by Secret Asoto, who is on YouTube. And she did a little collage birdie with a tree. And again, I use like tinfoil paints. That's all I had. I got them from like a thrift store for like $5 for a ton of them. And I did lots of drippy backgrounds, and I just like sketched in this tree, and I had a moon and a little birdie with my jelly prints. And I like how he turns out. I like this page. It did kind of pull a little bit, as you can see here, but I don't think it's too bad. And that's just because I didn't know how to properly use mediums and that kind of thing. And like I said, this journal is put together with file folders and duct tape, so it's very good. This is a work in progress. You guys will see how this page progresses. This one was one of the first pages that I did. You can see that the colors are a little bit muddy, right? But I was experimenting, and I used like bottle caps, and I got my first piece of bubble wrap, so I stamped with that, and I did a little bit of collage, and these were actually like the little alphabet, like little foam sponge things that you can get in the kids section at the dollar store. Again, I didn't have any money, and you don't need money to create good art. That's not an excuse. So yeah, so I stamped stamped on there, and like there's like little shelving, and I kind of didn't like that the page was so dark and muddy, so I just flicked on this neon paint, and that was one of the first paints that I got, like real acrylic paint. And it was I think it was from Michael's. It was like their store brand. So it brings back great memories, and I like that page. I don't think there's anything bad with it. And this is a work in progress, so you guys will definitely see that. And a lot of these pages I just left blank because I got a proper art journal, and I like to work in a bunch of different journals. And then this is a page that I did with like collage flowers, and I did collage underneath, again, like stamps that I found at the thrift store that were foamy. And then this was like like a card that had this really cool like leafy little cutout thing, and then I just did the leaves, and they're collagey and fun, and I added little jewels. So again, not bad, but definitely not my style now. And it's a blank page, and then this one I absolutely still love. This is one of my favorite ones, and he's like a blue guy, and he's super cool, and he's playing. This was in the Westward, which is a magazine in Colorado that can be a little bit provocative, I'll say, especially at the end of the magazine. But if you focus on the covers, they have really beautiful covers. So I usually just take the cover off and toss the rest of the magazine. But he is so cool, and this is another artist work, of course, but I just loved him, and he's beautiful, and he's blue, and he has afro, and I really love this background. This is definitely my favorite page in this journal. It has scribbles, and I did collage, and these were the first stamps that I got, which were music notes, and I thought that worked really well too. And I printed out, things for my computer because that's all I had. But I really love how this page turned out. This is one of my favorites. I will not touch it. I love it. I need to add maybe some more blue paint because it pulled again because I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't seal the page properly. But I love how it turned out. And I used bubble wrap again. So very fun. I love that page. And then this is one that I did also. So I wanted to do sun, and then on this side I was going to do the moon. And it says, "To love and to be loved is to feel the sun from both sides." And I just love that quote. I thought it was so pretty. So I did a sun, and again, not proper sealing. I used like tacky things that melted and pulled, but that's okay. That's part of the journey. And I did gold splatters, and I think this is when I started working with the company Deco Art. So they gave me proper acrylic paints because I was in their artist program. And I really enjoyed that. So it was fun. So it has collage and all sorts of stuff. And I think there's processes for all these pages. I'll try to link them below. And this is just where I kind of wipe things out. So anyway, I thought that we could maybe reproduce or recreate some pages in this journal. So I'm going to do kind of this idea. I'm going to let this page inspire me, but I'm going to do it on this side. Okay, so we are going to begin with a little bit of collage because that's what I did for this side. And I like to revisit things and see how they go. I think just to give myself a little bit of a challenge though, I'm going to do this in black and white. And I pulled a bunch of stuff and I don't know what I did with it. I think it's on top. So excuse me for a moment. Alrighty, so let's start with that. I'm deciding if I want to use a wet glue. I've been using a lot of glue sticks. I really love how fast glue sticks get things down, so I think maybe we'll use this one. Hopefully it has enough glue. I think that it does. I think we'll be okay. Right, so we're all moved into our new place, which is great, and we love it. We had to downsize, and it was a horrible move, like very crazy, but it worked out great in the end, and we're very happy where we are, so it's good. And thank you guys so much for those people that sent me emails and asked if everything was okay. I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you, but it really warmed my heart to hear you reach out to me and just voice your concern. But I am okay, I promise. Very good. I've just been super busy and I haven't had a chance to make a video, unfortunately. So we're going to go here and glue this down, but I'm hoping to get this up today. It's Thursday today. I usually have Bible study on this day, but it got canceled because of a little bit of snow. So it snowed in Denver. So I think that we're going to probably be in maybe for a proper winter, which we have not had in a really long time. The mountains always get a ton of snow, but us down here, it's kind of hit and miss. My friend lives in Steamboat, and they always have a ton of snow. So, like a ton. Like, she was snowed in for, like, months. Almost the entire winter. They got, like, just pounded on with the snow. So, they were very happy for the summer. And it's not up there again now, I bet. Like, they had snow in July. Like she was sending me pictures of all the flowers that she had planted, like the tulips and stuff, and they were blooming. It was crazy. Beneath the snow. Oh, it's crazy. I'm gonna just stick these down like that, and I'm gonna check and make sure that you guys are still recorded. Excuse me. Yeah, you're still good. I have to get used to this new computer. It doesn't screen save, but that's something that I have to troubleshoot. Oh, and my cousin, he went to college, so he's going to DU, which is amazing. And so we got him all settled in. And it was so fun moving him into the dorms. And he calls me every now and then. Last Thursday, actually, I talked to him actually right after Bible study. You know, because it is an adjustment. And it can be, yeah, it's an adjustment. And people sometimes are not very nice. So, you know, so I talked to him and it made him feel a little better. So I'm glad. Alrighty, and I'm not sure if I'm going to cover up this entire surface. And I'm sorry if I'm moving you guys around. I got to get used to this. And I do have an art space. It's very, 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 very tiny. It's in my bedroom. And you guys know that I used to actually have a dedicated art space, but not anymore, but I'm adjusting. It'll be good. You don't need a lot of room to create beautiful arts. That's what I was in the collaboration. I think that might have been the last video that I did. So, and one of the artists in there told me that. And it's true. So yeah, so it's good. Everything's good. And I'm just happy to be with you guys and be creating art on the channel because I've missed it. And I need to do a couple of videos because companies have sent me stuff. So that'll be fun. I get to be a creative with jewelry again. I haven't done a lot of jewelry making in a while on this channel. So it'll be fun. And then I have a big surprise too that a company sent me, which is this really cool thing that I think you guys will love. So that too will be a long process, but I'm super excited for it. So I'll do that and that. And there's other stuff too that I'm working on. So that should be good. And I don't think that I'll be able to teach as many classes at Colorado Free University just because I live kind of far from there now. So I have to look for other opportunities that are closer. So I'm working on that too. I need to write a couple proposals for places that have art, that need art teachers. So that'll be fun. So just lots of changes, lots of things are happening. But hey, that's how the Lord works, right? It's like, okay, it's time for you to do something else. I'm happy. That's really, you know, all that's going on. I went to the art museum on Monday with one of my friends. She has a YouTube channel. Super awesome. I will link it below if you want to check her out. She's amazing. And we went there and we just got so much inspiration. And it's so fun because usually I go to the art museum with my nephew and he totally gets bored. He's like, after we see like a couple exhibits, he's like, okay, I'm hungry. I want to leave now. I'm like, well, could we come back? No, I'm done. That's so cute. So it was nice to kind of be with someone that could appreciate the art for a long period of time, longer than like an hour or two. And who did not tell me that they were hungry after an hour or two. So it was fun. And there's so much inspiration. They're redoing the art museum here. So it's going to be pretty cool. And so they're doing like all these different things to get people like interested in art. So like one thing that they're doing, I'm sorry if you guys can hear, we're in an apartment, so it's kind of noisy sometimes. One of the things that they're doing is they're having local artists come in and they're doing these exhibits, which is really cool. And you can go in and watch and ask the local artists kind of and people also that have like big exhibits there too. you can go in and see their process and ask them things. So that looks so much fun. And they have like this open art area, not just for kids, for adults too. And you can go in and make stuff. We didn't make stuff. We should have made stuff. That would have been fun. But they had like watercolor and how to apply watercolor and fun techniques that you can try. And then they had like easels, so you could be like a proper like French painter, right? With your easel and the paper that's folded back. That's what I think of at least. I'm going to add some tissue paper. I love tissue paper because it's a little bit transparent, so you can see underneath too. I hope you guys can see well. I got to work on it. My computer is so far away now. So, but I'll get the hang of it. And I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm sorry. You can put it in fast forward though if it's too long for you, or I'll catch you on another one. Very good. Do that. And that's really been about it that's going on. We're doing religious education, which I'm super excited for. We did it for years at another church, but we moved far away. So I think it was a good decision to do it at this church. And it has one of our favorite priests there. So, and he's amazing. He's a wonderful teacher. So he's doing all of this wonderful formation for catechists, which is really great. And like we're learning a ton about our faith. So it's just been absolutely wonderful. So I'm super excited about that. And it's nice. They have a really beautiful community there. St. Cajetan's. So it's, they're very warm. The people there are super duper warm. And yeah, so it's been nice getting to know some of them and all that jazz. So that's fun. So we're going to go put that there. And the kids are cute. So far, which is good. That's okay. Even when they stop being cute, it doesn't matter. Let's see. That just means that we need to love them even more. But they're so funny. They crack me up all the time. So it's good. So that's about all that's going on with my life. Nothing that fascinating. Just church as usual and hanging out with my friends, my artsy girlfriends, and that's it. We create art together, and that's about it. So that's it. That's all that's going on with me. And seeing about my amazing, smart cousin, who's amazing and who I'm so excited for. It's just great, you know, like he's beginning a great chapter of his life, and it's just beautiful to see. And like I said, like I don't think the college is for everyone, but it was his dream and he did it. So that's what makes me so excited. So now I'm going to add some paint. Everything is not stuck down very well, but that's okay. I'm gonna work with that. Alrighty, so I'm gonna grab a trusty little plate or something. Maybe I'll stick this back behind here just to protect the other page. You guys know that I am totally messy. Some things have not changed. And I saw this masking tape. Let's add a little bit of that too. And it's not going to be exactly like this page. We're just going to kind of see here where it takes us. And I just like the texture of the tape. That's it. That's why I'm applying it. My road to ride. I heard the most amazing song. It's by Kurt Franklin, and I think it's I need you right now. It's so beautiful. And at first I thought he was talking about other people, but it's like showing just all the horrible things basically that go on in the world, and and he's crying out to God, and he's saying, my world needs you right now. I think that's the name of it. My world needs you right now. And it's a beautiful song. I love it. So I'm sorry. That's what I'm humming. I will not serenade you though with my bad voice. My nephew, he's so cute. He tells me, he said, you can sing, but only at church, because you can only sing church songs. You don't need to sing any other songs. He's very honest, which I don't mind. So I will not serenade you guys. But if this video was in fast forward motion, I would be singing at the top of my lungs and listening to music, because that really helps me to create. So I'm just gonna alrighty. Perfect. And then I have a palette knife here, so I'm going to see how I like that. I might not do that though, but we'll see. I might switch to something else, but I think I like that actually. And like this little part is sneaking up. Well, we can add some acrylic paint down here and we can make that stick down. Acrylic paint sometimes can be used as glue. I'm not overthinking it. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to add some paint. Just want kind of an interesting background here. And I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive with it, because I do want it a little bit more covered. So we'll add some more. But I have missed you guys on YouTube. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't made a video in so long. So it'll be good. So let's add a little bit more here too. I will meet you right. Space. Okay, that looks great. Alrighty, and then let's see, what else am I going to do? Alrighty, I think that we need some black. We need some pop, don't we? So I'm trying to think if I want to add that with paint. But what I'm thinking is maybe I'll do some washi tape. Washi. I love washi tape. This is a little bit plasticky, which is not my favorite. This one I love. It's so pretty. Kind of looks like black and white roses. Maybe this guy too. I love washi. I have a ton of it. Washi. I always try to incorporate washi in my classes, my art journal classes with my students, and it's so funny. If they've never used it, they are amazed. It's amazing. They're like, this is so cool. And they're like, what is this? And I'm like, it's washi tape. It's so cool. So, right. Fill up this space. See what I do. I have a craving for some delicious Mediterranean food. Actually, it's Egyptian food, and it's called oh, I don't even remember the name of the restaurant, but it's really delicious, and it's really good. But he has expanded his menu, and he's added this falafel, which is amazing. It's like the best falafel I've ever tasted. And I went to Israel, and when I first tried it, I did not like falafel, but his is really delicious. So, um, yeah. So I have a craving for that. And then he's doing this Mediterranean roasted chicken, like dinner with like rice and stuff. So I think I might have to make a visit there this weekend. It's so good. He kind of remodeled and extended his menu. So I was like, so we went there, me and my mom, and it was like, I thought that he went out of business because it's a place that people haven't discovered yet, and they're kind of like they'll walk in and they won't try anything. And his food is delicious. Like it's really flavorful and really good, but I understand people can be a little bit intimidated with ethnic foods. I am not one of those people. I love spice and to try different flavors. Although I did try African food and it did not agree with me. Like Ethiopian food, I think the spices are a little bit like too, oh, how can I say that? Like they're a little bit too earthy for me. Like I didn't find that the food that I had at least was very balanced. But my friend, she's from Cameroon, and her African food I absolutely love. Um, and they do a lot of fish and just delicious, and plantains, and that was really delicious. So I think it's just that specific region of food that just didn't agree with me. But that's like the only ethnic food that I tried that, I was like, I don't know. Okay, so I like that. I think that looks awesome. I think I'm going to leave. I'm debating if I want to add a little bit of black, which I think I do. Ooh, but maybe I should add black in another way. Yeah, let's try. I have these stamps. Let's just add some letters. But I love Indian food. I love Thai food. I love Vietnamese food, like their soups especially are absolutely delicious. Like yum, like the pho's or pho's, however you pronounce it. And then they have this thing it's called Bon Hue. Oh my gosh, that stuff is delicious. There was a restaurant here where this lady made it. It was so good. But I think she like lost her taste because it wasn't as good as it normally is. And I tried it like 4 or 5 times, but it just didn't taste the way that it did before. But it is good. So I made some. And I have the recipe. I'm going to make it again, but it's so good. It's delicious. So I'm just going to add some random kind of things. And it might be, probably my taste just changed. It probably had nothing to do with her. Oh, but it's like, it's so good. Like you do like this huge honking piece of meat. Oh, it's so good. And then it has like a lot more ginger and oh, it's so good. And it has like star anise and it's like very like spicy, but like with spices, like delicious, beautiful Asian spices with ginger and garlic, and it has cilantro but it's like aggressively seasoned. It's so good. It's really good. And then it has the noodles, which I can't eat because of my acid reflux. And it has this like slow roasted beef. So it's super tender. It's really good. And then you add like fish sauce to it. It's delicious. It's really good. So I need to make some of that because I have been missing it. Let's do a Z. So yeah, so that's good. And I made purple cabbage today. I went to the grocery store because our Bible study we have where we take meals. So I was going to make cabbage with like sausage and potatoes and carrots. Well, I got a little bit cheap because the green cabbage was super expensive at the store that I went to. Like it was like $2 a pound. So I would have had to pay like $7 for a head of cabbage. And they were huge. Like they didn't even have small ones. And it was snowing. Craziness. So I decided to get a purple cabbage, but I did not think about the fact that a purple cabbage is going to make whatever you cook with it purple. So I have purple potatoes. The carrots are a little orangey purple. It kind of looks like Halloween soup. It tastes really good, but it looks not so good. And I don't care, but I'm like, well, I don't know if people want to eat purple items, so it's funny. So yeah, that's funny. So I'm going to be eating purple cabbage soup for a couple days. Alrighty, so let's see. Maybe I will make the flowers in black. I think that will balance it out, and then I can doodle with them. Okay, so now we need a vase. I'm kind of liking this as a vase. Let's see. And this is just a coloring sheet. And I don't have scissors on this table. Of course I don't. Like I put my scissors all over the place. And then I never have them. So, why doesn't she have her scissors, you crazy girl? Okay guys, so I'll be right back. I'll cut this part of the video out where I go get scissors because I have to find them. Okay guys, so I'm back. So here are the scissors. So let's cut out a vase. And I'm really debating, do I really want a vase? Or I could have like free form flowers and do them in black and have them maybe sitting. But I do want to use the inspiration from there. So we'll just make a vase-ish thingy-majigger. Let's see. So maybe I should sketch this out. Maybe I'll do it on the back. Mom, can you turn that down? I'm just recording it. What you're saying that I think is copyright infringement. But you can still watch it. Alrighty, so I'm thinking I want to do, I probably should not do that. This one doesn't have any lead in it. Let's see, I know that I have a pencil somewhere. Very light one. Okay, so we're going to make a different shape base. Make a flat bottom here, and I'm just very lightly sketching here. And I hope that that is within my shape. Let's see here. Let's give it a cut and see what's going on. I like that. That will work as a vase. I like it, I like it. And I do have these fancy little scissors that create funky edges. So maybe we'll use those as the top of the, or do I want to do that? I'm not sure. And I'm going to run it right up against the edge here. We'll see. I don't think I want to do that. Okay, perfect. So let's glue this baby down. And it's great because the acrylic had time to dry. This is a nice coat. But we are going to use it. It's going to be sacrificed for the creative process. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm just like lathering this on. So do that. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna kind of smooth it out just like that. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, and then let's do, I'm liking where this is going, guys. Let's grab, I'm just going to use the full piece of paper because I don't have a palette. But I'm thinking that I should cover up this side because I am shimmy. And because I will make a mess. So let's go ahead and like stick these guys back in here. I might use these later. I'm not sure. I'm just going to stick those over there though. And let's cover up this side of the paper. When I start doing painting, I can get a little bit messy. So we'll just put that there. And I'm going to stick this just over here, just to protect it just a little bit. Okay. My world needs you. Okay, and I'm just going to squirt out some black paint, and this does not seem very black, but hopefully it will get more black. Let's see here. So let's see, which one do I want to use? Maybe this guy. Oops. See? Already I created a mess. And I am not wearing an apron, which is very dangerous for me because I am a messy painter. Okay. This looks like more like gray or like a soft white maybe. Soft black. So we might go in with a darker black. Okay. So let's just go to it here. I'm going to make my flowers. So I'm going to put one here. Yeah, it's very, very transparent. I'm just going to kind of put them in right now. And I'm going to go in probably with another. And I'm just going to do like a roundish shape. And I'll go in and make them a little bit more interesting in a second. Alright, and let's put one maybe here. And I don't mind if a little bit of the background shows through. And I'm just making flicks with my paintbrush here. These are going to be abstract rose-ish things. So it's good. Which are my favorite things to make. One of them at least. Okay, let's do another one maybe here. Alrighty, so there's that and that. I'm going to maybe stick that in the water. Let's get out a thinner brush here, and I think that I'm going to make some stems. I'm going to do them in black, and I'm going to do them, and I might go back in because I'm not liking that line. Kind of don't like that. So I'm going to grab a baby wipe. We'll get a baby wipe. And hopefully if I dried it off enough, we'll be able to just wipe it away like magic. Let's see here. And I think I'm just going to go in with a pen for my stamps because, yep, that's what I'm going to do. All right. So let's see here. So I'm trying to think, what do I want? Let's put this back in our water jug too. So I'm thinking, ooh, actually this is really pretty. I have a scrap in the bottom of my bag that will work very, very good. And we're just gonna like, I think maybe I'll use this as maybe a center for some of these. I just really love the pattern. I think it's really pretty. This is beautiful tissue paper that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's gorgeous. So pretty. I love Hobby Lobby. They have cool stuff there. Let's see. So that will be the center of some of my, maybe 2 flowers. And it's just great to kind of go back and see your progression as an artist, right? To see that you always get better as time goes on. And it's not even that your art looks better, I don't think. I think it's just that you develop your style and you know what you like, because that's really what it's about, right? Is that you find what you like and what speaks to you as an artist. Alrighty, and I'm going to make like some little seed thingies too to kind of stack up in some of these other flowers. Just to add, I love adding collage, so I'm a collage girl. So we're going to use these guys. And I'm not going to add very much, just a little bit, but it's going to be in there. Oh wow, and that one is still a little bit wet. Let's see here. That's good. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to grab a glue stick and I'm going to glue that down. This reminds me of an artist that we saw at the art museum, and she was a painter, I think in the 1800s, beautiful, and she just made these gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, like floral portraits, or still lives, I should say, and they were of florals, and one of the elements in this exhibit was they went through kind of the afterlife. That's what it was about. And so her exhibit was in, what was it? In transition, I think it was. And she painted these vases to kind of symbolize just how we're always transitioning and how, you know, flowers die. They give their lives all the time. And they're always in transition. So, and how that was like our soul. So it's really interesting. So, and it was a vase and the flowers were absolutely exquisite. They were so pretty. And she did this other painting that I saw there a couple years ago. And I don't know her name. I will try to see if I can find it. But she usually does these beautiful, like dark backgrounds, and then the flowers are just beautiful. They look like they're real. They're so pretty. But she talked about like how in this other painting, again, of flowers, but the flowers were kind of creeping up and reaching through the darkness. And she talked about just how how our souls are always, reaching for God. So it's so beautiful. So I'm kind of thinking about that while I'm creating this. It's totally different. This is like not even close to her style, but I just think it's interesting. Okay, and then I'm going to go in and add a little bit more to these flowers, these rose-ish things that I'm making here. Alrighty, like that. I think that they're coming along. So I think I'm going to add a bit more black just to go into some of those areas. I wish this was more pigmented, but it's not. So we're going to get kind of a gray, but I'm going to go in with maybe some India ink and really add those beautiful contrasts. So we took my nephews to the zoo, which was so fun. They had like this company, Mutual Wool of Omaha. They have for their members, they did like a grandparents' day, and we have insurance through them. And so they did like a free day at the zoo, and they sent you tickets in the mail. It was like a madhouse there, but we took my little nephew, the youngest one, and he was so adorable. He doesn't know if he likes animals, and I don't think that he really does. So he was afraid of them. Like they have this white ape there. And he wanted to go see the monkeys. Like he thought that he was going to like the monkeys, but he did not like the big ape. He was like, up, Mimi, up. He was not into it at all. but he was so cute. And he likes to push himself in his strollers now. So it's adorable. And then he got a little bit, they have baby hyenas there. But he got a little bit agitated and a little bit nervous. So I took him out and we looked at the turtle, which he liked. But I don't think he's really an animal kind of baby. He likes them from a distance. But if he sees like even someone walking their dog, he's like, up, pick me up, pick me up. So it's funny. But it was a fun day. And they have really good food there at the zoo now. It's really delicious. So we had like a barbecue at Big Bear, I think is the name. It's like they have all of these fancy places that you can eat. Like they have like an Asian inspired restaurant for like the tropical elephants and that kind of thing. So it's fun. Alrighty. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm very happy with how those look. I think I'm going to go in with some metallic though. There we go. I'm going to cut out a few little leaves, but it was a fun day. And they have really opened it up, so I think you get to interact with the animals more. The only thing is that we didn't see a ton of animals. Some of them were not available, and they had this poor little one. They did like an African, how it would be like to be in an African village, and they had this animal there. I don't know what he was, but he was very agitated. So that was a little bit disturbing, and it looked like he had something like on his ear or something. But he was not very happy. And then they had like these really cool African drums. So all the kids were playing the African drums. It was really cute. And Issa loves the drums, so he was playing them too. And then after that, we went to church, so that was fun. And he got a blessing, so that was good. got to see our new place. So that was fun. And they had a good time. We were going to go to the playground, but then it started raining and then it started lightning, and there's not one far from where we live, but so we weren't able to do that. So that kind of sucked, but we're going to get them again soon. So it'll be hard. That's been the hardest part about the movies, that I miss my little guys. But it's good. Life changes, doesn't it? We can't get too attached to things or to situations in our lives. We have to. They're probably going to change. So I know that now. So it doesn't freak me out as much as it used to. And that's why you have to live in the moment and enjoy things while you have them. So let's add a little bit of India ink. I have some. Oh yes, the India ink. It's all pinky-fied. Maybe I should wait to do that, and maybe I should draw in the stems. I don't know if I should do this. So I'm using a Sharpie, which I have to say it can be hit and miss. Sharpies do not like wet paint at all, like not even a little bit. So I might not use that. Maybe I'll use a paint pen if I can find it. And it's weird, but I think the dollar store ones work better. The permanent markers, yeah. I think they're a little bit less finicky. So let's maybe make a stem there. They're not liking the washi tape, but that's okay. I'm kind of thinking that they need to be a little thicker. Yeah. And this is probably going to be an hour video. I'm sorry about that. Okay. But I promise that those that cannot watch it, that I will make shorter videos for you guys too. Okay. Kind of like that. Can you believe that it's almost been a year since we went to Italy? Which I love. I wish I was going back there like this November. A girl can dream. It was so beautiful. We had such a fun time there. I love Italy. It's so pretty. My dream is to still have a villa there, but we'll see what God wants. I keep asking him. But as he said, if you keep asking, God does not answer. He has already answered. It's not good for you. It's not for you. So, yeah. But it's okay. I'm okay with that. All right. Boy, I like dreaming about it. Okay, so let's put one there. Ooh, yeah, maybe like here, just because I think that will clash. Oh, that's pretty. I'm loving this page right now. I'm going to just move the India ink. I will use it in a second. Let's see here. And then I also want to add in some darker leaves too that I can doodle in. Yes, because we're going to add a little bit of doodling because Shimi likes to doodle. And I'm talking about myself in the third person, which is kind of crazy, but that's okay. Okay, stick that down like that. And I'm just cutting off the tips just so that they look more a part of the stem. I can like bottom right them up against there. Alrighty, so we'll do that and that. And it's okay if they go over a little bit. Alrighty. But we are really happy here. They're really nice apartments. They're very, very nice. And we live kind of in an up and coming like art district. So you go for walks, there's lots of art to look at. It's very inspiring, which I love. Um, the neighborhood is good. It's a good neighborhood. It's definitely in transition. So they don't have like a really good bus route yet. But it's good, and you have a mix of people. It's super diverse, which I love. I think diversity is super important, and I love that part of it. And it's good. So we've been enjoying it. We've been going for walks and eating food. You can't get tacos on Monday though. Those taco places are closed, which is very disappointing, but it's good. But you can get great tacos here. So I'm going to draw in a few little leaves here too, just to help out a little bit here. Let's do one here. Kind of like, maybe we'll outline this one. Just like things to play with when I doodle. So I like having that black space around. But Bible study has been amazing. We are studying the Psalms, which is amazing. I had no idea just how packed they were. They're pretty amazing. So that has been super awesome to learn about the Psalms and to realize how little I know about so many things. So it's beautiful. So that's been a fabulous experience. Okay, and okay. I like that. So let's grab that India ink. Yeah, because we need to get some really good contrast going on here. I covered my wall with plastic, so hopefully I can still do splatter safely. And I have a carpet in here too. Oh no, and I probably should not do that because that is going to leak underneath. I'm sure the India ink's going to leak through. I kind of like that it like did a little loop-de-loo there. But I better put something underneath it or I'm going to get in lots of trouble here. I'm going to totally ruin my page. The other page. Maybe we'll put this on a plate. That might be better. Okay. What can I say, guys? I live dangerously. Not really at all, actually. She's with my heart. Okay, let's do that. Okay. And then we'll do this guy here. So let's add in, oh, look at that black. I love India ink. Wow. Look at how beautiful and dark that is. It's gorgeous. Gorgeousness. And we're going to make just a center here. And I can play with that. And then we'll go in and add a bit. And I'm just making like maybe like little C shapes. That's it. Like nothing crazy here. And I'm going to put in little dots. And this I might have to let dry, which I think I will. Won't dry that fast. And then I'll have to come back and finish up this page with you guys. And I'm sorry that it's going to be a long video, but I just wanted you to, I like to do a mix of videos in real time. Because I know some of you guys don't mind my endless babbling. I'm a very uninteresting person, that I am. Not entertaining at all, but that's okay. There we go. Very good. Wonderful. Oh, I love that. I think it looks awesome. And I'm going to go in to that one and just like add a little bit of India ink on top of that black marker. Gorgeous. Let's add a bit more here. Okay, I don't want to go too crazy because then I'll have to go in black, in white. I don't want to do that. Okay, very cool. I love that. Now the only thing that I need to add, I think, besides like white, and I want to embellish a little bit with a white pen, is I'm going to add splatters because this will not last very long, the India ink. So we're going to add a few splatters, and I have to do that now, and I'm going to try to be careful and not get black India ink on my clothes, but yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. These are my good jeans. I don't know why I always have to create when I have on good clothes. The good clothes. Let's see here. But I'm going to gently splatter instead of like my usual crazy splatter person-ish person. Being my crazy splatter person-ish person. Okay. But it's so fun. If you can, you know, try to find a friend and go to the art museum and do fun stuff together. It's great. You can just like hang out and get inspired, and it helps. It really does. It really makes a huge difference. You know, because we all need to have our well filled, you know, with creativity, and so it's really fun. I recommend that you do it. Okay, so I absolutely love this, but I have to let it dry so I can play a little bit more because I want to play a little bit more. I'm going to go in with my white pens, and maybe I'll fast forward that and then I'll come back because that might take a little while. And you're probably sick of my incessant babbling, but I really love how this turned out. I'm kind of debating if I want to maybe frame this a little bit, because I think it kind of blends too much into the background. So maybe let's make an edge, if I can, with my marker, just to highlight that this is a vase. This is a vase. This is a vase. This is a vase. Hey, 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 hey. Okay. Oh, but my nephew, he is so cute. So he's doing this thing now. He is like totally spoiled. I'm just telling you, he just is. And so he puts his hand over his head and he says, no, 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 no. Because his mom gave him like milk and he wanted water. So he was like, no, 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 no. I wanted water, not milk, mommy. And she's like, I can give you milk. I can give you water. It's so cute. But he's just like, this is just the most worst thing ever. Like, how can I possibly endure having milk instead of water? It's so cute. He's adorable. And they live in an apartment, so it's so cute. So he, instead of like him running, his brother taught him how to roll. So when he wants to run, he rolls on the floor. It's so cute. It's adorable. Actually, I think the India ink's dry. So it's so cute. So he just rolls on the floor. And you're just like, what are you doing? But it's adorable. Okay, so let's see if we can play a little bit. Ready? So let's go in here maybe. I'm just gonna do a little bit of doodling. And this is just a white Jelly Roll pen. I know that everyone loves those other pens that are white, but I can never get those to work, the Signo ones. But Jelly Roll pens work fine for me. As long as everything's dry, they pretty much are good. And I'm just doodling. That's it. I don't even know like what, I don't have an idea. I'm just going wherever my mind tells me to go. And I love to doodle. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just doodle, doodle, doodle. Let's see. And then we can do like this little guy. It was crazy. Our car was like ice this morning. I've never seen anything like it. It was like a complete sheet of ice on our window. So we had to wait for like 20 minutes for it to defrost, but that's okay. And I can go in here even and doodle on some of the pieces of paper. Collage is fun because you can interact with it. Let's see, and then in here maybe we'll add, I'm focusing on the stems and the leaves mostly, but you don't have to do that. I just think that that's really interesting, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add maybe some thin lines here. Totally imperfect, but fun. And then we'll add, with these, we'll add some kind of like shapy thing for this leaf. That's not dry, so see how it doesn't, and you can like rub it on your hand. For some reason that gets the ink going again. You could do this with paint pens, which would be awesome. Let's see, this little guy maybe we'll do, ooh, I kind of like the ideas of circles going down. Let's do that. I love circles. They also had an exhibit about British art. It was kind of like, yeah, they had, it was very interesting. And they talked about like King Henry VIII and how he, after the Reformation, he had like all the art destroyed from the Catholic churches that were there, with all the executions and things that happened that went along with that, which was kind of crazy. But yeah, so it was interesting how little they had of those beautiful churches, so that was interesting. I never thought of that. Like I know that like he executed a ton of Catholics, but I did not know that he got rid of religious art the way that he did, or so brutally. And there were people that were still practicing Catholics. So some of them had themselves painted as the saints because they felt very persecuted. So like there was this one painting, it was beautiful. It was a portrait of this man, and he was Catholic, and he was really sad that he couldn't practice his faith. So he had himself painted as Saint Sebastian. Only he didn't have the arrows like penetrating him, like Saint Sebastian did. But it was really a beautiful portrait. And like one of the only like paintings, I guess, that they were like able to get a hold of was like Jesus, and it was really beautiful. It was a beautiful painting of Jesus's ascension. So it was interesting. It's always, art definitely mimics, what's going on in the era of when the art is created. So it's always interesting. We'll do this too. And I'm just going to add in a little bit of like C shapes again, just to kind of mimic. I don't want to ruin this pen because it's not totally dry, all these spaces in here. So I think that's about all I can do in there. I'll kind of move that ink around. Maybe that will help. Okay, but I'm liking the way that looks. And then maybe like around here, I can add in a few little things. Maybe like some, if I can get my pen going. Sorry, pen. It's like, you have been very bad. How dare you put me in India ink? What India ink? Are you crazy? I'm sorry. I am a little crazy. Okay. And it was really cool. There was this exhibit by this Denver artist, and he did all like 10,000 tiny, like 2-inch paintings. Like they were paintings and sculptures, and like he used modeling paste and paint and ink and just everything you can imagine. He did scraping, he did glass work, he put it on this huge column. It was so cool. And the theme was, it was utopia. So what is your definition of utopia? So he had all these different images, and you were supposed to point to what your utopia was, and then you could take it on Instagram. It was a very interesting idea, and he used he used beautiful colors, and it was very striking. So that was really cool. I liked that exhibit. And you were supposed to pick from one of these squares what your utopia was. I did not do that because I did not see my utopia there, but but it was interesting. And we kind of did this, me and my friend, because we do art stuff together. But we went to this. They have like a creative reuse store here. So they did like this night where you could go and you could do like all these kind of color labs that were based on color, because that was the theme. And it was super cheap. It's like $10, and you get to go and do like all of this art, which is really fun. And they're just like small little exercises to inspire you, and you get to meet artists and that kind of stuff. So that was cool. But one of the things that they had us do was that they asked, what is Colorado, or what is the color of Colorado? And so you use paints, and they had like little pieces of wood, and you painted what your definition of Colorado was. So that was cool. And then they were going to put it on this board in the shape of the Colorado state, how it looks on the map. So that was cool. I didn't see how it turned out. I have to go there so I can see if it's filled up even more. I think it's going to be one of those ongoing projects, but it was a cool idea. So people did all sorts of stuff, which is great, about how they envision Colorado. I painted the colors of a sunset, because we have the most beautiful sunsets here, and they are gorgeous. So they're not, they're beautiful. Like there's purples and oranges, and they're just gorgeous. They're so pretty. They're like my favorite thing to look at. When I was in middle school, I took like a colored pencil art class where you do art with colored pencils, and I made a beautiful sunset, and I gave it to my big sister, who's my mentor, as a gift. But I still love that, and it was like sunset, and it reminded me of the beautiful Colorado sunsets that we have here. So that brought back good memories. So I picked those colors and just blended them together. But those kind of things are very interesting, and they're really fun to explore. So I'm going to do that and that and that. I'm going to do some doodling. I'm almost done, guys. I promise you, have listened to me babble for a long time. But I'm happy that I get to create with you guys for a little while at least. Okay. And I love this page. I love how it's turning out. So let's maybe make a border here, if I can. I think that I'm just going to do dashes just to frame everything in. And my little guy's running out. It's because I have been a bad girl. I had it writing over things that it should not be writing over. Let's see here. And I think that this has just been a really peaceful time in my life, and that I'm super duper happy, which I'm happy about. I just have peace, which is great. I'm happy that I have that. And it's a gift for sure from God. And I made cornbread for the first time today from scratch. How cool is that? It was so I was like, why do I buy cornbread in a box? It is so easy to make it yourself. And I have to turn off my purple stew. I don't know what I was thinking. I was being so cheap. Oh my gosh, sometimes I am so cheap. And it gets me in a whole bunch of trouble. Yeah, and maybe I should have just left the cabbage out, but I was not going to pay $7 for a cabbage, but now I have purple stuff. Okay, I'm just adding like some marks because I like marks. So I'll add a few here too, and I'm just doing some dots. And I promise that I'm almost done with this page, even though I keep adding things, lots of things. I'll go over some of these that need to be refreshed a little bit. But I do love this page. I think it looks really cool. And it's so nice to work with a limited palette. Makes things very interesting. So my mom's birthday is next week, so I'm going to take her out for Indian food. So that should be good. It's a surprise, so don't tell her. It'll be fun. And then I think I'm going to make her a cake, which will be fun. So that should be good. And I'm just going to doodle in some of these, not all of them. So I'm hoping that this computer will be better. I'm glad that I got the warranty. Oh my gosh, because that would not have been good. And I backed up a lot of my stuff, which is good because I learned the lesson the first time that my computer went kablunk. So that's good. I didn't need to like pay like $200 to get the all my stuff saved. So that's good. I did lose a little bit of my religious education stuff that I had saved over the years, but that's okay. It's not so bad to find, and a lot of it I did back up, so that's not too bad. So right now, I will need to right now. Just a little bit of like thingy-majigglers in there. Okay, and then I want to add anything else. I'm trying to think. I think I need some metallic action going on here. So I'm kind of looking through my pins. If you hear things going on, that's what's going on. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull out the big cojones. Let's see. Well, let's see if we can find something. I could do gray, but I want something shiny. I always do gold, but I think that's what I'm going to do with gold. I can use that glittery one. Gold and black and white kind of look cool together, so that's what we'll do. And these flowers, these leaves, I cannot see enough, so I'm going to add some outline to them because it's driving me a little bit crazy that I can't see them. So, and then I promise I'll be done, perhaps. Is anyone even watching? Probably not. They're probably like, lady, you are crazy. You're not watching your 2-hour videos of you art journaling and babbling endlessly, but maybe there's somebody here. You're moving to right now. Feel in this space. Oh, I love that gold. Ooh, yes. That is beautiful. Now, my world needs you right now. And I'm just going to add just a few little dots in there just to give it kind of a center. And I'm just going to make kind of a random little thingy in there. Okay, do that. We'll outline this one too, like very loosely. Ooh, I kind of like that. I think that's what they need, is kind of a wiggly waggly outline. Oh yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. That looks great. Just add a little bit. Some of these. Oh, I love metallics. They're like my favorite. They're like my jam. Okay, that looks great. I love it. Looks awesome. Okay, guys, and I think that is it. Do I want to add any words now? I don't know. Maybe I do. Let's see. Maybe I'll see if there's a word sticker or something I want to upload. So I'm just going through my stickers, guys. I promise the end shall be near. Let's see here. Maybe smile. I think there's smile in that pad. These I found at the dollar store, if you can believe that. You can find cool stuff at the dollar store. I don't know why I have a random dollar in here, but I do, which is kind of weird. I also use these guys, which I never use. Ooh, chat stickers. Let's see. Small talk stickers and Tim Holtz. So let's see what we're working with here. Let's see if anything speaks to me. I think we need something in black for sure. Ordinary people do extraordinary things. Out of limitations comes creativity. Yeah, I think that's it. Alrighty. The impossible is often untried. Isn't that true? Okay, I like that actually. Do I want to cut it up? Where do I want it? Yeah, I think I like it cut. I don't think I want it to that long. I love that. Okay. limitations. Do I want it here like that? We'll just addition things. I like to audition. Onto the limitations comes. Oh, but I think I like it here. But we shall see. I think. I have not been to the movies in forever. Have you guys seen anything that's good? It's been a while. Let's see. Limitations comes creativity. I like that. They have this new, it's called, I think it's called, what is it? Pure Flex, I think is the name of it. And it's like Christian movie. So I might like check that out and subscribe to it because it looked like they had some really cool movies on there. But I'm not sure. And I need to look on Netflix. They usually have some cool stuff on there. Okay, so I think that is it, guys. So I love it. I haven't even had time to watch TV or go to the movie, so maybe I'll get time. I'm off for the next couple of weeks. I won't be teaching class, so that'll give me a couple of days to do some things. Yeah, so that's good. But I love how this turned out. Thank you if you stuck around to the end. If you didn't, more power to you. I completely understand. But I love the way that this page turned out. And I used limited palette here. And I just want to show you kind of the difference. Let me clean up my mess here. I got this beautiful trash can. Look at this. Let me empty some things out. Are you ready? I'm not going to throw these away. I will totally use these. But isn't this trash can beautiful? It was $1.99 at this wonderful big place. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to just put that stuff in there now so you can see. So I really love how this turned out. I think it's very, very interesting, and it shows my progression as an artist. So I'm super excited. I'm so glad that I took this time with you, and we are maybe going to do more pages in here if you guys decide that you like this process, and we can kind of see they're completely different, but I like both of them for different reasons, just because I like that I just created art, right? And I didn't worry about how it looked, because that limitation that stops us so much from creating is if we are connected to how it's going to turn out, and it has to be perfect. And we're perfectionists, which I totally am, but I'm getting better about that. God is helping me a lot with that. And I really love this. I love just how raw it is, how much movement. I love that I limited myself, and I just love how it looked and how it turned out. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm super excited to check out and to do other pages in this journal. And if you want to learn how to make this journal, I will see if I can find the video of where I made it. And yeah, so we'll see. I have a lot of things to do in here. So this one is a work in progress. It will be a fast-forwarded video. So you can kind of see. So we'll see where it goes. I have an idea, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, guys, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me babble. I hope you guys are doing great. And again, thank you so much for all of your messages and your kind words, and for being worried about me. But I'm okay, and I'm super excited to be back, and hopefully sharing some creativity with you guys. Okay, and God bless you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.